So Equinix is actually, for those of you who don't know, a globally connected series of some 250 plus data centers around the world with digital services on top of that. Made an investment in India beginning in September 2021 when we acquired the GPS company, and that gave us our first 2 data centers in India. And in terms of investment, last year we announced $86 million investment to have a 3rd data center in India, and a $125 million investment to open a data center in Chennai. And just August 10th of just recently here, we've announced a $42 million investment in order to have a 4th data center in Mumbai. And most excited about actually expanding our global center of excellence here in India. So we are committing to another 500 jobs in Bangalore, IT professional jobs, as part of our continued growth and presence here. It's a huge opportunity, and for partners and for customers who are really looking at how they take advantage of technologies and digital transformation, how they move to hybrid multi-cloud architectures, how they achieve their sustainability objectives. There's a huge opportunity in India right now. Some 40% of enterprises have said they're committed to a hybrid multi-cloud strategy and are already on that path, but 86 to 90% want to be. So the opportunity for partners to fill that needs gap, for VARs to deliver the kinds of services that help customers execute on that path, is immense. We are fortunate to have some very strong, Equinix has very strong global partnerships with the hyperscalers. So we're already working with AWS and Microsoft and Google, and they have more of their on-ramps in Equinix locations, more direct on-ramps than any other provider in the world. So one of the ways we work closely with those hyperscalers, so they'll be the most direct on-ramps, so then when partners sell customers who are at Equinix can use public cloud very easily, and they can make the right determination for them. What should stay on premise in a data center, sort of a private cloud in a data center, but have both the private and public cloud blend that's right for them. And partners can use Equinix as the right home where they can make that recommendation to customers. So we work very closely with the cloud service providers. We also have very strong global partnerships with some of the biggest technology companies like Dell and HPE and VMware. So, for example, a Dell stack of equipment at Equinix, proximate to those cloud on-ramps, is increasingly popular for enterprise customers. So we work very closely with Dell to go to market and recommend that architecture. We also have an outstanding partnership with HPE. So HPE GreenLake, that edge to cloud strategy you're familiar with. So HPE GreenLake is very often, most frequently deployed at Equinix. And just recently, we announced at HPE Discover on stage with their CEO, we had our executives announce that HPE is taking the bold step to pre-deploy their equipment in Equinix data centers, which is going to give partners be able to recommend to customers and customers be able to take advantage of radically shortening the time to provision services, because that equipment will be pre-deployed, and HPE is going to start with 7 locations, and they're going to expand elsewhere in our footprint of 250 locations. So that sort of partnership will mean that partners and customers can move faster and faster if they're using Equinix. Partners contribute in a host of ways. As enterprises take a journey to optimize their core network, define what ecosystem partners they need to be connected to, and what their edge strategy is, Partners will provide the advisory around that. They will provide the technology hardware procurement around that, the software procurement around that, increasingly the managed services of all of that. The partners can provide workload application assessments in order to make the best recommendations for a customer, which workloads are appropriate for public cloud, which should live at Equinix. So as partners think about taking the customer on a journey, there are many points on that journey where they can add value services. So, I get this question about target verticals, and it's interesting because there are some ways in which this is a horizontal play for any enterprise that wants to thrive in the digital economy will need to become a more digital enterprise. And so there are horizontal applicability. But in particular, in India, we are expecting that financial services and certainly payments and e-commerce applications will be fast taking advantage of the growth in data centers capacity and services we bring to India. Also expecting education in India, that moving to online platforms, that's a vertical. And then somewhat unique to India because India has, as I've recently learned, more than 25 homegrown OTT companies and about 7 international. And as those over-the-top entertainment companies look to thrive, they will be a vertical that will absolutely gravitate to this services very quickly. So I would say financial, e-commerce, education, and OTT. So one of the ways that Equinix works with our partners is that, first of all, we recognize that the opportunity is immense, but this is very complex. So we do a lot to provide use cases and white papers and messaging and things we make available to partners to let them snap that in expertise into their solution in the right ways. So one of the ways we tailor some of that message and those use cases to the verticals. There are different use cases for health sciences or for AI, and we make those materials available to our partners on demand. We also make training and education available to our partners, and then we're also use deal registration to partner with a subject matter expert within Equinix who can join them at the customer to help in workshops and whiteboarding sessions so they have benefit of that expertise specific to that vertical. The demand is growing faster than we would even expect. In fact, I was reading that IDC is saying that digital technology spending is outpacing the broader economy by 8-1. That's an amazing trend, and that is certainly happening in India. We at Equinix know that we publish a global interconnection index and as we look at that data, we see that companies that we call them ecosystem connected companies. These are digital companies who are interacting digitally with partners and enterprises. Companies that are doing that have done more of that in the last 5 quarters than in the previous 5 years. That's how fast it's happening. And by every indication, that's happening even faster in India. And so India is come on and is just growing at outpacing many other markets from an adoption perspective. And those ecosystem connected companies, they are, versus a year ago, they're now interacting with 3 times as many partners. They're consuming twice as much interconnection bandwidth. Those kinds of signals of the momentum in India and elsewhere are very exciting. AI is a particularly exciting front for us at Equinix. So obviously, as the largest set of global data centers, we are the home to many AI critical workloads. And we're actively recruiting the ecosystems, whether that's around connected cars or around health, life sciences, so that the massive amount of data processing that has to happen for AI, that those partners are present at Equinix, and therefore we're taking some of the challenges you would expect and reducing latency, reducing bandwidth issues, and taking advantage of heightened security around AI in our data centers to support our customers. And we're already doing that a great deal in Europe and in the Americas. And with the investments we're making now in India and the growth plans we've announced, we expect AI to be a big opportunity here, and that partners in India will be working with enterprise customers who have AI projects, and that we will be a great home for them. Yes, we're awfully excited about making more investments in India. This began in September 21 with the GPS acquisition, and we built on that, announcing expansions. We had 2 data centers in Mumbai, announced $86 million investment in a third one, announced $125 million investment in Chennai to add there, and now just recently, commitment for another $42 million in US dollars for a 4th data center in Mumbai, and some of that capacity coming this year. And then one of the things that always makes me most excited, we are going to have 500 more IT professional jobs in Bangalore. We're going to continue to grow our team here. And with this, the team and the capacity, we're going to be growing our partner network. And so we'll be looking for great partners across India. A message for the readers of VAR India, for the audience of VARs across India. It would be those of you that are already doing a robust business with Dell or HPE should ask another question. Where's that gear going? And what's it trying to do? Because increasingly, the best home for that is an Equinix data center. And so VARs have an opportunity by asking another question to learn, what's the customer doing? What workloads? What applications? What are they trying to accomplish with that gear? More often than not, that's going to be best served in an Equinix data center, and VARs can participate in that sale. And then they can layer managed services and digital services on top of it. So it's a great opportunity for them to take business they're doing today and then connect that to more fully service the sale. And we're going to be super excited to recruit a number of partners across India to do that with us.